Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the house of David. Salutations to you brothers throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth and righteousness and sincerity. To you Israelite foreigners, come back home to the truth. To those that have passed away serving the Lord, the dead in Yahweh Shai shall arise first. All right, I was gonna let this guy rest. We pretty much had a field day on Saturday talking about the guy with the 720 credit score. I was just watching the DTA video where they was on the beach and they was talking about him too. So it's like the spirit just has this guy coming up. I think what it is that, you know, we had about 100 different ways we could have pretty much dealt with him and his foolishness. You know, we literally had, like, we could have either went all the way spiritual with him. We could have bragged about our, you know, financial accomplishments and credit scores. We could have delved into his real motivation for coming up, and of all the questions he could have asked, or of all the things he could have brought up, he would have brought up some stupid shit like that. You know, Mr. 720 credit score really, you know, just shows the stupidity of the average black, Hispanic, and Native American man in America. And he showed how basic of a man he was. He's not complex at all. He just, you know, and I know he studied the Malachi York shit, because I remember him specifically saying overstand mad times. You know, he didn't never use the word understand. He always said overstand, because that's the thing that Malachi York preaches. You know, overstand. Say I overstand. You know, stupidity. You know, so besides the whole overstand argument, you know, he also the sovereignty, that's big in the Nubian community. That was big. You know, being into that sovereign shit. And pretty much that's the same vein that Polite comes out of. You know, so Polite, the only, you know, he's another Malachi York. The only difference is he just makes it sound cooler to the average Jake. That's all it is. Because although Polite is not really a cool dude at all, by no stretch of the imagination, you know, that's the same type of shit that he's on. You know, financial this and credit score that. You know, but I have the question: if you're sovereign, do you really have a credit score? You don't have a social security number if you're sovereign. If you're sovereign, you don't have a social security number. You know, I mean, if you ask me, these guys that are sovereigns, they really aren't, you know, in a good position. The only thing that sovereignty shit does is it kind of, you know, helps you thumb your nose at the fucking white man's law system until they crack you over the fucking head with a damn with a damn baton or a nightstick. You know, that shit don't do nothing for nobody. You know, okay, you don't pay taxes. You know, that's cool. White man's gonna get his money either way. The white man's gonna get his money either way. This motherfucker said, I ain't haven't worked for the white man in 10 years. You don't work for the white man. You have a 720 credit score. You know, like, honestly, nothing that this nigga was saying was making any sense. You ain't worked for the white man in 10 years. You got some fresh new Timbs on. And you sitting here talking about, you know, I have a higher credit score than you, so what am I doing with it? I wonder, you're a sovereign. How do you buy a house if you're a sovereign? How do you get a loan from a bank? Because, nigga, I'm pretty sure this motherfucker doesn't just have $100,000, $200,000 laying around. Nigga, keep it real. You know what I think that this guy is about? You know what I think he does? I think he's one of those accounts on social media, on Instagram, that says, do you want to turn 500 to 1,000 real quick? I think he's one of them scammers. I think that's all it is. All he is one of those guys that goes on individual people's social media pages and says, "Hey, do you want to make a quick 10,000?" Because you gotta think, like, this guy talks like he has a whole lot of money. But wait a minute. If you have money in this society, that means you're going in their system. We're talking about a kingdom that belongs to us. We don't have to have the white man's dirty ass face on our currency. We want rulership. We don't want to sit here and continue to serve this fucking white man. We don't want to keep serving them. They owe us one. Well, more than one. They're supposed to serve us. This nigga talking about some what was he talking about? Fuck what he talking. Whatever the hell he was talking about is stupid. Oh, the other thing he said. And Tazaiwan was right, nigga. Watch your fucking mouth. Tell me something. I'll bet my life you can't pull between the 8 of y'all $50,000. You want to make a fucking bet? I should have sent one of the brothers to one of them little shops on the boardwalk that have fucking big ass swords in them. And then brothers would have pulled out all their bank accounts and everything. You know what I mean? You want to bet, nigga, that we can't pull together 50,000? Between the 8 of us? I mean, I could have pulled out credit cards. we can access 50,000. Got to pay it back, but we got it. You know, that's just. But you know, honestly, I'm really doing myself and the truth a disservice, by talking about that shit. Because the true fact of the matter is, this guy he wasn't really doing anything constructive. All he was doing was trying to have something to say against us. And he looked at us automatically and said, these guys are ex-cons and ex-drug addicts and ex-drug dealers that just read the Bible one day and decided, you know, that they didn't want to be Christians, so they just got mad at the white man and did that. That's actually what people think of us. And it's because of the NOI, Nation of Islam dudes that go to prison and become Muslim. Which, that's not even an accurate representation of them, because a lot of them turn their lives around. The ones that actually stay part of that NOI, they turn their lives around. It's those motherfuckers that are just jailhouse Muslims, that learn the knowledge, but then they go out in the street and do 10 times worse niggerish shit than anybody else. You But you're looking at guys, when you see, I'm not going to sit here and vouch for every single Israelite camp and every single Israelite group, but when you're looking at us, you're looking at guys who actually turn their lives around. You're actually looking at guys that really, truly have seen the error in their ways and want to do better as people and want to serve the Lord. You're not looking at a bunch of niggas that, don't have shit going for themselves. That's what y'all have to understand. And in some cases, if you want to take the knowledge of this world and you want to make it like it's so prestigious, I could tell you, between DTA and Men of Valor, the camp that you saw out there, we got men that are qualified to medically resuscitate somebody. You got men out there that have trades. Like I said, that in the medical profession. You got men out there that deal with stocks and bonds. You got men out there that have college degrees. How many of you know a couple of us have college degrees? Like you're not telling us nothing that we don't already know. Having college degrees and being able to do this and having this accolade and that accolade, you're not saying nothing that impresses us. Nigga talking about a 720 credit score. I bet you any money if every single brother out there pulled out their Credit Karma, it would have been a few brothers with better credit scores than the fucking 720. So fuck you and your goddamn 720, you know what I mean? And your 720 ain't shit. As far as power is concerned. You're gonna sit here and fucking talk about, oh yeah, what are we gonna do? Fucking Dr. Umar Johnson. What's he gonna do with that money he's getting to build the school? He has yet to build the damn school. He has more than enough money to build the school. He ain't did it yet. So what are you saying about me having a 747 credit score, and what am I doing with it? What is your fellow Pan-African, what does he call himself? Papa, the Prince of Pan-Africanism. What is Papa doing about his situation, right? Since he's so fucking brilliant, he's over here talking shit to Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed is destroying his ass. What is he doing with it? What is Sarah Setting Stone doing with his information? What is Sonetta doing with his information but being a fucking a motherfucking crunchy black lookalike and helping to push lies to our people? What is Mr. There is not a Hebrew Israelite breathing that could teach my child, Shaka Akmos, with that fucking shit lock on his head? What is he doing for our people? Don't ask me what I'm doing with it when I'm minor. I'm small potatoes. You talking to a camp. Listen, we get it popping, but we not like one of the big names in the black community shit. What about your big names? What about your world famous fucking Polite? That nigga ain't got shit but a fucking scam. He's another scam artist. What is it with these motherfuckers that learn from what's his name, Malachi York, that they just keep scamming our people? So don't tell me what I'm doing. Don't ask me what I'm doing. I'm going out there in the streets for free while these guys is giving knowledge, writing books that you got to pay $80 for, and half these motherfuckers that bought the book ain't even getting their copy. Why don't you ask that? Why don't you ask people about that? Because you're sitting here asking little old me about what I'm doing for my people. Oh yeah, I got a nice credit score. What am I doing with it? I'm still going out here in the streets and teaching my people. You over here with a nice credit score. What are you doing with it? I haven't heard of him either. What are you doing with a credit score other than walking around Atlantic City with a mediocre at best looking female under your arm? And mediocre is not even the word, bro. She's not mediocre. That's an insult to the word mediocre. Your chick, man, please, man. I don't like doing that shit, talking about people, women. But nigga, if I was able to do what you claim you could do, I would definitely have a better looking woman under my arm than that person, than that elf you had next to you that day. Mr. 720 credit score. But anyway, I reached my destination. I'm going to say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the house of David. Salutations to you brothers throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth and righteousness and sincerity. To you Israelite foreigners, come back home to the truth. To those that passed away serving the Lord, the dead in Yahweh Shai shall arise first. Shalom.